What's going on, everybody? This is the ink poster. Yes, we already did a video on it, but we wanted to touch on it just one more time before the end of the year. Why? Because this is the biggest e-paper device we've ever had in our studio ever. It's the biggest device we've ever had in our studio ever, and it is the most expensive device we've ever had in our studio ever. And on the screen, we'll have a bunch of conversions as to how much this is actually going to run you in your respective currency. Just take that number if it's in a currency you don't see on the screen. My goodness. And we're not harking on the fact that it's expensive, so oh my gosh, it's scary. This is the reality of these units. Whether you get the Lumen 8, whether you get the ink poster, whether you get the Aluratech, they're all roughly around the same price point relative to the size of the unit itself. We just wanted to take one final look at it before we wrap up the year, because we want to see how deep we can look into the screen itself using a microscope. The ink poster continues to wow and amaze us, especially everyone around the Goody Reader office as they've walked by it for the past week and a half. The unit itself is glorious, built well, and is completely eye-catching with the fact that it looks like real paper. That's the point. It's quite spectacular, actually. Remember, this is using Spectra 6, and for a refresher they use a 4-color system: white, yellow, red, and blue. There is no black. So we're going to look a little bit deeper into the screen itself on some different colors once we zoom in 1,000 times. Also, do not be scared of the refresh. That is how it is. That's the reality of the situation, is that it needs to go through this 30-second multi-stage dithering fade in, fade out in order to create what it needs to create. Right now, all those ink particles are bouncing up and down. They have a little bit of a charge applied to them, and it's going up, down, up, down, up, down in order to create an image. So we've chosen this one just because it has some whites, it has some texture, it has some pretty dark black, and it has some pretty ripe red. So we're just going to kind of zoom into each one of those and see how Spectra creates those colors out of not even having black in its color capsule system. So as a control, we have this pointed at a green microfiber cloth, so you can see that it does indeed utilize its 1,000 times magnification properly, and we've gone deep into a microfiber cloth. So let's remove that and move over to the e-paper panel. No, that is not dust. That's actually part of the painted canvas you'll see right there of the photo itself. So we're going to choose this spot right here to do our test. So as you can see right here, we've zoomed in very, very, very close, approximately 1,000 times, and we'll just triple check the focus, and that's about as good as we're gonna get. So what this is a set of microcapsules that utilize hexagonal shapes, and you can see that they're actually using blue and red kind of half filled on each respective cup to create black. Because if we move away from this and show the screen itself, that is indeed black. You will see that it does not look purple to the naked eye, but when you utilize a microscope, it's actually using reds and blues to create that. Now we're going to choose the deepest part of the red right here. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is indeed what it looks like. So if I go out, you'll see a stronger, kind of further away density of pixels, and if I go right up against it, you'll see how it's creating that red. So it kind of alternates between blue and white, and then some deep reds to create the texture. And if I move it around to some of the parts that are peppered a little bit more with other colors, like some blacks, etc., you'll see that the density and the clusters are tighter and looser depending on where you navigate around. See, this one's fairly busy over here, and now we're introducing some whites with some darker blue filled capsules over there to create some different shades of red. Same goes for the green leaves right here. And this one's going to be interesting because you see the white of the tail here on the bird's feathers is not actually white. Even with the naked eye or the zoom of the camera alone, you can see that it is peppered with different colors like reds and blues in order to create that kind of texture of a very nice gray off-white eggshell to the bird. But you'll see that there's more than meets the eye with what it's using to create that. So you see the absence of color in the capsules, they're all white, and then it is interrupted with the 4-color system, which is the red, the blue, and the yellow. And finally, just for fun, the paper bezel on the side of the frame, because it's really interesting to see those little dots. And trust me, don't buy one of these microscopes. That isn't sarcasm, don't do it. You're gonna be using this on bananas and mangoes and stuff, and trust me, you don't wanna see that. Finally, we're just gonna watch what happens under a full refresh, and we're gonna watch this monitor. The individual microcups have charges applied to them, and you'll see that certain colors are bouncing up and down, coming in and out in order to create the next picture, which is the one that we just updated to. One thing we failed to mention on the review, it's not a big deal, but you do need to be cognizant of this, is that if you have the Discover area and you say all, and it just says fit to ink poster on the top right corner, not all of these are gonna fit. For example, if you choose something like, I don't really have an example, but like this one, it's gonna tell you which one it's gonna fit. So it'll be 13.3, 28.5, and 31.5. Now remember, if you choose one that perhaps doesn't have compatibility like this, 13.3 and 28.5, this cannot be sent to the 31.5 Afresco. You'll have to go up here and then click on 31.5 to refine your search, and from there you will be able to get all of your discoveries that will fit. These ones 100% will fit. Another thing is that when you choose something, for example this one, this is a portrait-based art print. It is not meant to be landscape. So if you go here again, you will see that there's also landscape 31.5. So if I click out now it's going to show me both. And it's gonna kind of alternate in between which ones. So this is gonna be landscape, 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 portrait, 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 landscape, landscape, etc. So if I choose this, which is that dinner thing, and say send to ink poster, that one will be landscape and it'll throw it over on the 31.5. This is literally an art gallery size piece that you can update. I absolutely think this is an amazing idea of theirs. It is a perfect right direction. Pocketbook's not getting out of e-readers. In fact, I think depending on where you buy this, when you buy this, how you buy this, they give you a free e-reader with the purchase of one of these. It's quite amazing, honestly. This was just a little bit of an in-depth, physically and scientifically an in-depth look at this unit, because it's not every day we see Spectra. We've had a couple Spectra units. Actually, here's another Spectra unit, the Mana Clue, this silly little thing that is actually quite surprising, because the way they've gotten this to update quicker than that, you could make an ebook reader out of this, but that's a story for another day. This is the ink poster. It is spectacular. I think it was one of the coolest things. I'm glad it came in at the very tail end of the year so we could look at it. If you want one of these, you'll have to head over to Pocketbook because we don't sell these. It's far too much for us to carry on because of the raw sheer price and the size of it all. But if you want one, details are down below. That's it for the year. We'll see you guys in 2026.